अच्छे दिन आने वाले slogan in 2014. This was the slogan in 2014. 10 years later, where is Achhe Din?
Please, sir.
Where is Achhe Din today, sir? Achhe Din is nothing but a jumla. Achhe Din is a fake sapna. Achhe Din is a fraud on the people of India.
श्रीमती सागरिका घोष जी.
Thank you, Deputy Chairman, sir. I rise to speak on Appropriations Bill and Finance Bill. Achhe din aane wale slogan in 2014. This was the slogan in 2014. 10 years later, where is Achhe Din?
Please, sir.
Where is Achhe Din today, sir? Achhe Din is nothing but a jumla. Achhe Din is a fake sapna. Achhe Din is a fraud on the people of India.
Kindly
Sir, I would like
use
to
parliamentary
tell you
words.
the reality checks on Achhe Din. The economy faces a crisis of consumption. Private consumption is simply not reviving. Indians are not spending, revealing a huge lack of confidence in this government's policies. The Indus Valley Report 2025 says as many as 1 billion people in India lack the money to spend on any discretionary goods and services. 300 million emerging or aspirant consumers are reluctant spenders. The consuming class is not getting wider, it's getting deeper, meaning those who are already rich have more money, but the wealthy population is not growing in their numbers. The poor are losing purchasing power. There is nothing in this budget that is actually going to put more money in the hands of those who desperately need it. Private investment has slumped. The International Monetary Fund in its recent report has flagged sluggish private investment in India. Investment growth by private corporates has decelerated from 21% in 22-23 to 13% in 23-24. Yet on the back of this low confidence of consumers coupled with massive unemployment, the government has made huge cuts in capital expenditure in health, education, rural development and social welfare, even on midday meal schemes. Achhe Din, no sir. Asliyat or reality check. Where is the roadmap in this budget to build private investment as per confidence? Is the hike in income tax rebate up to 12 lakhs per year supposed to do this? This will only add private consumption of only 0.3% and will hardly move the needle on growth. In any case, the euphoria on this is already fading. Achhe Din, no. Asliyat or reality check. Only 1%, only one group is enjoying Achhe Din, that is the rich. The middle 50% of India's tax-paying population earning between 5 lakhs to 1 crore have seen no real income growth for the last decade. According to the World Inequality Database, the share of middle-class incomes to national income has fallen to the level of 1820, the year 1820, pre-British era. The top 10% hold 57.7% of national income. There's a boom in luxury goods, but tomato is at rupees 80 per kg, garlic is over 200 per kg, fresh coriander is over 100 rupees per kg. Those at the bottom are facing income stagnation and high inflation. Rajiv Bajaj of Bajaj Auto says motorcycle sales have never been as weak as they have been for the last 5 quarters. So the middle class has to pay back debts for past consumptions. Indians are being pushed into indebtedness. An ILO report shows that the average hourly earnings of an Indian worker are the 5th lowest in the world. Even skilled workers with advanced degrees are paid the world's 7th lowest wage. So here is a shocking fact. A decade ago, the largest share of urban non-food expense was on education. Today, the largest share of urban expense is transport. Just transport is eating up household budgets to go from one place to another. Achhe Din, no. Asliyat or reality check. Even the rich don't seem happy. Between 2027 and 2022, 35% high net worth individuals gave up Indian citizenship. Why are the rich giving up Indian citizenship? Sir, last year the finance minister unveiled a PM internship scheme, offering 1 crore internships to youth in top 500 companies for 5 years. Where is that scheme? What happened to that scheme? In her budget speech this year, the finance minister did not even mention the word unemployment once. She did not mention the word inflation once. India needs to create 11.5 crore jobs by 2030. The PLS survey shows that 10.2% unemployment rate is there for the youth. In the age group 18 to 25, a humongous 42%. 42% between 18 to 25 are unemployed. And the finance minister did not even mention unemployment. What a shame.
Please sit down.
Sir, according to the rating agency ICRA, gold loans, that is loans against gold, are set to reach 15 lakh crore by 2027. Gold, the last psychological resort of every Indian family, is being mortgaged to meet daily consumption expenses. Sir, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, they're saying. But the budget allocation to schemes for the safety of women has decreased. Nirbhaya funds remain underutilized. The 18% GST on medical and life insurance continues. Why has this not been rolled back? How can the poor who need medical insurance be motivated to take out insurance if there's a hefty tax burden? Impact is double on senior citizens because health premium is up by 10% from last year, so it's a double blow. Cooperative federalism lies in tatters. 1.7 lakh crore is due to the state of West Bengal under various heads. Manrega dues amount to rupees 7,000 crore, depriving 59 lakh workers. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana dues amount to rupees 8,000 crore, depriving 12 lakh beneficiaries. Sir, this is not the National Democratic Alliance government. This is the National Discrimination Alliance government. NDA, National Discrimination Alliance. They are allocating less on education and health. Health allocation well below 2%. Education approximately 2.5%, well below the recommended 6% of the Kothari Commission. So as the former finance minister said, a tsunami is coming on April 2nd. A new round of reciprocal tariffs is about to be announced by the Donald Trump administration and could prove devastating for India's export earnings. According to a report, 87% of total exports could be hit, worth as much as $66 billion. Industries employing lakhs of Indians will suddenly lose market share in the US. Sir, the Honorable Finance Minister is gone, but I would like to remind her of a quote from a film.
She has taken permission to go.
Khwab ho tum ya koi hakikat, kaun ho tum batlao. Are you just a dream, or are you in any kind of reality? Are you a dream or a reality? 10 years after this government came to power, sir, Achhe Din, because of this government's policies, has been revealed as nothing but a spin doctor's dream. Achhe Din is a fake, Achhe Din is a jumla, Achhe Din is a fraud. The reality is, the hakikat is, there is no Achhe Din.
Please use parliamentary words only. Please use parliamentary words, Sagarika ji.
I would like to say one more point. Sir, sometimes we members of parliament make some mistakes. Some mistakes creep into what we say. But there is one man who never makes mistakes. The Prime Minister, the Honorable Prime Minister, sir. The failed policy of demonetization. The Prime Minister said, if this policy is wrong, please give me any kind of punishment you want. What is more revealing of this failed policy of demonetization than the piles of cash allegedly found and burnt in the home of a jurist? Allegedly piles of cash found and burnt in the home of a jurist. Sir, is the Prime Minister ready to face the punishment of the people? Is the Prime Minister ready to face the punishment? Because these piles of cash are a stark example that the policy of demonetization has resoundingly failed. This government is a failed government. This government is a Jumla government. This government is a fake government. And it is because of this that every slogan of this government is revealed as fake and as a fraud on the people of India. Thank you, sir.
All unparliamentary words will be deleted, Sagarika ji. And I request you to use parliamentary words in your speeches. Thank you. Shri A. Muhammad Abdullah.
Mike. Thank you, Honorable Deputy Chairman, sir.
Let him speak.
Sir.
Please.
Sir,
All the members get up.
Stop my
Please sit
time,
down.
sir.
Please sit down.